I imagine that right now you're feeling a bit like Alice. Tumbling down the rabbit hole?
You could say that.
I can see it in your eyes. You have the look of a man who accepts what he sees because he is expecting to wake up. Ironically, this is not far from the truth. Do you believe in fate, Neil?
No,
Why not?
because I don't like the idea that I'm not in control of my life.
I know exactly what you mean. Let me tell you why you're here. You're here because you know something. What you know you can't explain, but you feel it. You felt it your entire life, that there's something wrong with the world. You don't know what it is, but it's there, like a splinter in your mind, driving you mad. It is this feeling that has brought you to me. Do you know what I'm talking about?
I love that scene in the Matrix where Neo meets Morpheus for the first time, because it really makes me think about trading in the same light. Because when you see it, when you finally see it, at first it's difficult to accept that this is the way the markets are. They're controlled. And everyone, including myself, tries to make it more complicated than it actually is. And Mike does his best to articulate the way the markets work. But I think, myself included, I have a hard time believing that it's that easy. It's only easy when you see it and you can accept it. So I want to have a bit of fun with this. Like I said, I don't use it myself. I've automated my trading because I'm a busy person. I'm fortunate that this week and next week I've got some time off to actually have a little play with this and just pass on what I see, my interpretation of Michael's work.
Unfortunately, no one can be told what the Matrix is. You have to see it for yourself. This is your last chance. After this, there is no turning back. You take the blue pill, the story ends. You wake up in your bed and believe whatever you want to believe. You take the red pill, you stay in Wonderland, and I show you how deep the rabbit hole goes. Remember, all I'm offering is the truth, nothing more. Follow me.
So, going back to these logos, This is Miro, if you're not familiar with Miro. It's a good way to try this out. If you haven't used Miro before, it's free to use. You don't have to purchase a subscription. You can sign up for free, and you can copy images, and you can overlay. I'll show you how to do that now. This is how I started with the logo. So obviously, when you paste it in, it's gonna look like this. You can select it, and you've got this little icon by here. You can grab it, and then you can rotate it. As simple as that. And to recreate what I've done here, now I'll come into this cross in a second, because that's going to be important. How I start talking about how I marry this up with price on the charts. But before we go there, if you want to have a play with this, by all means go onto Miro, set up an account if you haven't got one already, and just copy the image in. And then you take a shape, a circle, and you just start like that. So you can select the colour. You don't necessarily have to use blue. I just liked blue because it seemed to work on the charts that I'm drafting on. So you can do it in any colour you choose. You can do it in red, for instance, and you just need to. It's not an exact science. You just need to get it to the right dimensions based on that circle, just like that. You can make it thick if you want to, or thin. It's quite adaptable. And then I can just Control C, select it, Control C, paste another instance of it. And you just overlay it. I keep doing that for as many times as I want to do circles. So I always like starting at this point. This is how I started, and there you go. I can remove the image out of the way, and I've created it. So what I can then do is I can select it all, and then you can either right click on it and it brings up this menu, and you can copy as an image. Now because there's nothing behind it, everything's transparent. All you get is those circles. So that's how I did it, and initially. And all I did was just overlay it. I took it into TradingView, and that's when I started looking at the time, Fibonacci time zone, and figured out that you look at the properties. These are the main values that you need, and there's nothing special about this. Everyone should know about Fibonacci. We all did it in school. And this is the golden ratio, 618. So before I delve into the charts, what I've done is I've generated different ones. But the main thing about this now, not so much the vertical line, but the horizontal line is where we position this on the chart. Now, whenever I'm looking at, say, a specific date, we might include the Asian range. And in lots of Michael's videos, he's picking a point in time and marking that out horizontally and looking for when price comes back and hits that. So if we when we position these circles on the chart, we're being very specific about this point here. This is why what I've done here, you'll notice I'm doing it off the top, and each time it's getting smaller and smaller and smaller to this specific point. So another way of looking at it is like this. It's going down and down and down and down. So I can drag these over, and you can see how it always lines up with a smaller and smaller circle. It's fractal. It's fractal in nature. That's what Fibonacci is. You look it up on the internet, Google it, and you get the diagrams of the shell that goes round and round and round. It's replicated in nature. Everything, even the charts, they are following this pattern. And algorithms can use that because it's fixed. So before I delve into the accumulation, manipulation, distribution, just drag this on, just to give you an example. I copy this again, so I copy as image, and we'll set up. Let's have a look. We go to the 5 minutes. So we're going to start on a specific date. In fact, let's just go up to the daily and mark out from a whole week's worth of data. I'm just going to put this on there. We'll come back to that at a later point as well. But I just need to mark out a whole week. So if I look at, let's find it, Monday, that's Friday. So we do Friday. I'll do it on the hour. Works better on the hour. Lost it. We'll start again. Delete that. So we are, where are we? Okay. So I need a whole week. I'll find. So I do. Make sure I hit Sunday. There we go. No. Sunday. So Friday. Looks like 4 o'clock is the last point. Yep. Do the same here. Keep going until we find Friday, Sunday. Yeah. So that's a whole week's trading. We have our. I'm going to put it in. Put in accumulation. Manipulation. And distribution. Wherever you are. I did do it, I'm sure I did. Maybe I didn't. Okay, so let me edit that one. Distribution. Save it quickly so I can use it. Distribution. Okay, so we have what I've described there before: accumulation in this zone, manipulation in this zone, and distribution in this zone. So this is the basics of it. So going back to here, we look at this: accumulation, manipulation, distribution. It's the same on this one. We brought in the other circle, so it marries up with what you're seeing on the ICT logo. So that's a whole week. We'll come back to the week in a second. I want to zoom down to, let's look at Monday. We do that on the 5-minute. So we find it. Yep. So Monday, the way we'll do it from the Asian range. So I'll select a fib time zone. So we'll do the 8 o'clock, 8 p.m. at night. So that's Sunday 8 p.m. Sunday 8 p.m. is probably not the best one, but we'll go with it. And we'll do Monday 8 p.m. as well. Let me move that across a bit. Okay. Right, so let's put the logo on. So if I paste it. And what I'm going to do is where this horizontal line is, I'm going to position it so it's at the open. So the open would have been around about that. Not exact science. I got that right. I think so. Was it? No, sorry, it's that one. It's that. Okay, so take a second just to look at the horizontal line. It's what Michael always said. Start with a point in time, Asian range, and we stretch it out. You can see how price is reacting off that over here. Same here, 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 and here. Okay. So we have our accumulation phase, manipulation phase, and distribution. Price always comes back to the center line. Notice also, see this bigger circle here, how price reacts off it. The same here on the manipulation phase, price is reacting off it. And you'll see this more and more, examples of this. But if we focus our energy on the manipulation zone for a second, we can see there is a breaker within the manipulation zone. So what we can do is we can take, and I'm going to switch over because there's too many circles on this one. I'm going to switch over to this one. I'm going to copy this image. Delete this. Paste it on this one. So I just wanted to show you that. I'll get this lined up again. So what I've done is I'm drawing all of the these points. They're all going to the beginning of the Asian range. They all point to that. Now, when I paste in another example of this image, you'll know by now that because it's fractal, we have an area of accumulation, manipulation, and distribution inside the manipulation. So here somewhere there will be a breaker within this manipulation on this one. But if we drop down into the 1 minute, hang on a second, let me delete this. I'm going to put in, I'm going Let's delete this logo as well. And let me put in the time zone. So we stretch it out. Again, we've got accumulation, manipulation, distribution. Okay, so here there should be where our breaker is somewhere. And we know based on that logo that it's gone for buy side over here. So here is the Asian range. We've got buy side and sell side above and below. So we drop into the minute. I'm going to have to go and find it now. There we go. So what do we have? We could, on the minute, have used this as our fractal for the breaker. I'll talk about this more in a bit. When we stretch it out, you see price broke. This was at, let me have a look at the time, 7:30. So this blue line is 7:20. This blue line is 8:40. You have a trade right there which you could have taken. You also have this, could have been a breaker. Could have used that as an entry point. And we also have all of this area where price came up and took it out. So there was lots of opportunities to gain on a trade there. And that's using the theory of time and price from the logo. And that's on a daily entry point.
Holy shit. Hey, Mikey, I think he likes it. How about some more?
Hell yes.
This also works, this idea, on the weekly. I'll show you what that means. So if you're not a day trader like me, we can still use this idea on the weekly. So that's 1 minute. If I go back up to the hour, okay, I'm going to take off some of this stuff now. So earlier on, I set up this range on the weekly. Sorry, not the weekly, the 1 hour. But that's stretching across a whole week. So we got from Sunday to the end of Friday at 4 p.m. UTC 5. So let's do it again. Let's copy that as an image. Paste it in. Now you can still use this if you're a day trader, if you know, just to see where you are in price. But this time I'm doing it off the Sunday Open. So when I position this logo, there we go. Okay. So in this example, pay more attention to these lines that I've put here. Okay. And look how price reacts off them. See how it's going third and third down? Now, if you don't believe this repeats over and over, go and back test it and see it for yourself. But again, it's just accumulation, manipulation, and distribution. If I put another example, we can zoom in on those if you wanted to. Let me put this one here. What we've got, you've got accumulation, manipulation inside. So this is Wednesday. This is Monday. It's a late Monday. This is Tuesday. Tuesday's trading. Late Tuesday. Early Monday. This is from accumulation to manipulation Wednesday, when you get this big move. Now, what does Michael say? Tuesday and Wednesdays are the best days to trade. That's when you're likely to get a turning point. Why is that? It's all in his logo. When you break it up like this, using Fibonacci, the Fibonacci time zone, you can start to see it. Okay, let me just get rid of that a second. Let me just bring this one back in, and I want to show you this. So, lining up again with Sunday open. And see how price reacts off this. Just by here. That also repeats quite a lot. Now, somewhere here there is, if I marked out this and I went horizontally, what you've got over here. Let's move across. We've got fair value just across. So if I was to put on a rectangle around here, this area is a zone. Price just went parabolic at that point, and distribution. So we got accumulation, manipulation, distribution. That's what it was at. That's what it was aiming for.
What is he doing?
He's beginning to believe.
All right. So, what about a year? Could we use this over a year? Let's give it a go. So I like to use a daily. And again, let's take a fib time zone and just find a year. And we've got the end of the year now, so I'm gonna use this year. So there's Friday 29th of December. Keep going. Zoom out a bit. to January the 2nd. So there's a whole year. Let me accentuate things a little bit. Do that. Stretch it all across. Get my logo. Which one should we start with? This one. Let's see what we got. Bring that in, paste it, size it to here. We'll align this with the opening for January. There we go. So instantly, can you see how price reacts off this? Here, 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 also here, and price even comes back down to the equilibrium where we've aligned it. And do you notice how price does react off that? So again, we have our, let's put it on the chart. Accumulation. Has that done that? I think I've got, yeah, days. It's a bit annoying. We have manipulation here. I won't bother putting the things on. You get the gist. So accumulation, manipulation, distribution. Two ways of viewing it. You can either do it in circles, or we just put the fib time zone on and understand that these are the zones. Let's take this one. I'll copy it. Bring this in. It's not exactly perfect, but you get the idea. What I'm trying to do here is somewhere here, here's manipulation, here's distribution, there's accumulation. Okay. Same on this one. What do you see? Now bear in mind, this is the whole year. There's certain points within the year when price moves. It moves from here to effectively here. Here we have a breaker. Here we have a breaker. It didn't really break, switch until into September. But we do have a breaker here as well. So for guys like me who don't have the time, we could look at the yearly. Or if you want a higher time frame bias, you could look at the yearly, like this. And that's just using certain times of the year. Best one is manipulation here, manipulation here, and manipulation here. That's around end of Feb, beginning of March. This is June, July-ish time, and this one end of September, October. It's almost including seasonality. So around the beginning of the year, you know, you're coming out of Christmas. Michael has always stuck to he never trades in January, and why? Seasonality. Here, around this time, we have people going on holiday. There's a big move coming out. This is accumulation. On this one, this is accumulation. This is manipulation. So we're coming out of manipulation into, on the higher fractal, distribution. But it's accumulation on a smaller fractal. And we get a manipulative move here, and it turns. It's as simple as that. That's all you need to know in terms of time and price. When you understand that, you then go down and you use the models to find that entry. But look how price is reacting off these areas. Let me get rid of some of this stuff. And just using what Michael's taught on this, but hopefully you can see that, and you can use this on any asset class, whether it's indexes, no, SP 500, that right, Forex. I can do it on all of them.
He is the one.
You'll have to excuse my overuse of video clips from the Matrix, but there's a hidden message behind it. And that's all about when you see it and you believe it, you can start to do things. It's like magic to a lot of people who don't understand it. And I think ultimately that's the message that Michael is trying to get across, is his stuff works and not many understand it. And it's because that's how the markets work. It's controlled. It's algorithmic. Okay, so that was putting it in practice. Here's a little bit more theory. This is how I'm visualizing it. On the higher time frame, if you was like trying to figure out what the bias was, like I just explained in the yearly, you still always start with accumulation manipulation, and you just go down to a lower time frame, and you can, from the accumulation, you can find a lower fractal, and you can trade off that as well with each of these cycles, and this can go on and on and on to lower time frames. That's all you need to know. So what am I doing? I'll just start this: accumulation, manipulation, distribution. You'll be familiar with all these. This is the diagram in the background is another one of the diagrams in the first month's PDF. I've just put my own interpretation overlaid on top of it. So price always starts with accumulation. That's number one. Then we get manipulation, number two, and then we get distribution. So it's consolidation. We always start in a range. What's happening is they're setting up liquidity on both sides of the market, buy side, sell side. We have manipulation, we have protraction. Okay, it's all in Michael's core content. Manipulation is protraction. What do you get with protraction? It's a displacement. It's an expansion. It leads on to one of two things, and it's both distribution. It's either mitigation, which is a continuation of a trend, or it's a breaker, which is the reversal, effectively. So behind there this is retracement. This is effectively the reversal. It's a break and retest. That's always our entry. Accumulation, manipulation, distribution. Is how we confirm it. And when I talk about the fractal, okay, this is the entry point. This is what I'm looking for. But the starting of it is a protraction. Number one, ranging. Within this area, we're going up and down. We're ranging. But as we break out of it, you get protraction. So that could happen early in the morning. But that's also a market make buy model. I've got other videos that kind of delve into this a little bit more. I just need to dig them out on the channel. But on each side, we've got fair value. This is setting up the buy side and sell side liquidity. After the protraction, we get the reversal, and it's we're waiting to see a shift in the market structure, which is confirmed by the breaker. Okay, we get our phase one, phase two. This is a market maker sell model on a higher time frame. Our best entry point is always phase two. This is the price displacement leg. It's confirmed by all of that. And it's just the reverse on the bullish side. So this is just enough of a representation of the market efficiency paradigm. This is my interpretation of it. When we're looking at the logo, what we're doing is we've got a starter. It starts somewhere. So if we're on the lower time frames, we're working off the Asian range. As we go up, we've got the Sunday open for the weekly, and we've got the beginning of the year for the yearly. And price is going to go in one of two directions. It's either going to hit buy side first to go and attack the sell side, and it kind of looks like that. This is what price is doing, and the reverse for longs. This is how we interpret the charts. It's as simple as that.
I know you're out there. I can feel you now. I know that you're afraid. You're afraid of us. You're afraid of change. I don't know the future. I didn't come here to tell you how this is going to end. I came here to tell you how it's going to begin. I'm going to hang up this phone, and then I'm going to show these people what you don't want them to see. I'm going to show them a world without you. A world without rules and controls, without borders or boundaries. A world where anything is possible. Where we go from there is a choice I leave to you.